Today we're going to be talking about how to convert units of measurement within the metric system. The first one we're going to be looking at is how to convert units of length. Some people memorize some basic units that help. So some people memorize that there are 10 millimeters in a centimeter, 100 centimeters in a meter, and 1,000 meters in a kilometer. But sometimes that doesn't work for everyone. And so the system that I find works really great is actually using a system where you are using a staircase. And so the staircase looks like this. Kilometers, hectometers, decameters, meters, decimeters, centimeters, and millimeters. And if you ever need to remember how that works, there's a nice mnemonic that reminds you of how it goes. King Henry died unusually drinking chocolate milk. And the U stands for the unit. And so for this one, we're looking at meters, and so meters goes in the middle. And the neat thing about these is each of these has a multiple of 10, not an additive of 10, but a multiple of 10. And so there are 10 millimeters in a centimeter, 10 centimeters in a decimeter, 10 decimeters in a meter, and so on throughout it. Now, how do you use this staircase? When we go from a larger unit or measurement to a smaller measurement, so a kilometer measures a huge distance, whereas a millimeter measures a very small distance, you're going to get bigger, which means you're going to be multiplying. As we go from a small unit of measurement, so from measuring millimeters to measuring kilometers, your unit's going to get small, or the number is going to get smaller, so you're going to divide. And you're going to divide by multiples of 10. So if you go up one step, you're going to multiply or divide by 10. If you go up 2 steps, or down 2 steps, you're going to go and multiply or divide by 100. And 3 steps, you're going to go up or down by multiples or divisions of 1,000. And it keeps going up, as you can see, as each step goes. 1 step has 1 0, 2 steps has 2 zeros, 3 steps has 3 zeros. So let's apply this to a question. So let's say we wanted to figure out how many millimeters is 5 centimeters. Okay, and so here I go back to my staircase. I'm going from centimeters to millimeters, so I'm going to multiply, and I'm going to go down 1 step, so I'm going to multiply by 10. And for those that remember the rule, when you multiply and divide by multiples of 10, you're actually moving the decimal place. And so here at 5 centimeters, we have an imaginary decimal here. It's kind of hiding. And so what we're going to do is we're going to slide this decimal either to the left or to the right. And when we multiply, we slide our decimals to the right. And when we divide, we slide our decimals to the left, because when we slide them to the right, that's going to make our number bigger. And when we slide them to the left, it's going to make our number smaller. And how we slide is by the number of zeros. So when we're multiplying this by 10, we're going to slide it 1 0, 1 spot. So we slide it 1 spot over here, and we put in a 0, which is up here. And we can check our work here, because we do know that 5 times 10 is 50. So when we're getting to the smaller ones, not a huge dilemma, but when we're getting to bigger ones, so if we wanted to figure out, let's say, how much 3 kilometers is when expressed in meters, again, we are still going down. So we're going from kilometers down here to meters. So we're going down 1, 2, 3 steps, which means we are multiplying by 1,000. So here we go. There's our imaginary decimal, and we are going to slide it over by a multiple of 1,000, or we can slide the decimal 3 spots, because there are 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. So we come back here. 1, 2, 3. Fill those holes in with zeros, and so 3 kilometers equals 3,000 meters. And we can check our work, because we really just did 3 times 1,000, which is 3,000. So those are how you increase your measurements. Let's look at decreasing our measurement, or making them smaller, because we're going from a small unit to a large unit. So let's say, for example, we have 150 millimeters and I want to figure out how many centimeters that is. So I'm going from millimeters here to centimeters, so I'm going up, which is dividing or sliding my decimal to the left. We're going up one step, so we're just dividing it by 10. So my decimal is here, but instead of sliding it to the right like we've been doing, now I'm going to slide it to the left. And because we're sliding it one step, it's a multiple of 1 set of 10, so we're going to slide it one decimal place to the left. So it comes over here, which is 15. If we wanted to check our work, it's 15 divided by 10, or more commonly seen like this. And you can see that our math makes sense. It works. It's just a quick shortcut, so we're doing a little less calculations. So let's do one more. Let's do a big jump. Let's go from centimeters up to kilometers. So let's pretend we have 3,500 centimeters, and we want to know how many kilometers that is. So this one's a tricky one because I haven't put it down here. So we're going to count our steps. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. And each step represents a 0. So here's our 1, and we're going to put 5 zeros here. So we're actually going to take this number and divide it by 10,000. I don't know about you, but that sounds like a lot of work. So let's do our decimal slide. So there's our decimal here. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, so we're going to slide it 4 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so our answer is 0.35 kilometers. Now, that is great for units of length, but what about units of weight? So let's take a look at it. So when we're looking at weight, we're discussing the concept of tons, kilograms, grams, milligrams are the common ways that we measure things. Now we can go back and we create a staircase like we did the other one. There are centigrams, decigrams, grams, decograms, hectograms, but we don't really use them very often. And so what I do is I create a staircase like this, and I put tons here at the top, T for tons, kilograms, grams, milligrams. But for this staircase, it's not multiples of 10 anymore. They're actually multiples of 1,000. So each step represents a difference of 1,000 because there are 1,000 milligrams in 1 gram, 1,000 grams in 1 kilogram, and 1,000 kilograms in 1 ton. Okay, so let's try one here. And so we're going to convert, and the same concepts applies. When we're going this way, we are going to be dividing because our numbers are going to be our units are getting bigger, so our numbers are going to get smaller. So we're going to slide our decimal place to the left. And if we're going down the stairs, we are going to be multiplying or sliding our units to the right. So let's take a look at this here. So if we wanted to convert, let's say 150 grams into milligrams. So this time we are going down, so we're multiplying or sliding our decimal place to the right. We're going down one step, but one step is a multiple of 1,000. 2 steps is 10,000, and 3 steps is actually 100,000. So this one we're just going to be multiplying this number by 1,000 or sliding our decimal place over 3 spots because there are 3 zeros. So we've got 150 here. There's our decimal. We're going to slide it 3 spots. 1, 2, 3, and put in 3 zeros there. So it's actually 150,000 milligrams. Let's go the opposite way. Let's take 150 grams and let's convert it into kilograms. So now we are going up, so we're going to divide or slide our decimal to the left. So now we have our decimal place right here. 3 zeros, 1, 2, 3. So we're going to slide it to the decimal place 3 spots to the left. So it goes 1, 2, 3. Decimal place goes here. So 150 grams is decimal 15 kilograms here. Okay. Very rarely are you asked to convert from tons to grams when you're looking at units of weight. You usually are converting just within one step of each other. So let's do one more just to make sure we know what we're doing. So let's convert the harder way. So let's go from kilograms to tons. So let's pretend we had 35 kilograms and we wanted to see how many tons that was. So we're going up, so we're dividing. We're going up one step, so we're dividing by 1,000. There are 3 zeros, so we're moving our decimal place 3 spots. So here's our 35. There's our decimal. We're going to slide it to the left. 3 spots. 1, 2, 3. There goes my decimal. And we're going to put a 0 in front of our decimal and a 0 in the hole that we left. And so 35 kilograms is actually 0.035 tons. Hope this helps you with your homework. Have a good day.